All right. Hey guys, welcome to Team Forever Strong's weekly call. It is May 11th, and I'm super pumped to be back on this week. Next week, we have an amazing guest speaker, guys, and you are not going to want to miss it. So make sure you tell your teams, tell your coaches, tell your brand new coaches, tell everybody because nothing beats being on a call live. You know what I mean? Like when you post the recording up on the page, there's so many things that come up during your day. You get busy, you have things to do with the kids, and sometimes you just never get to it. And it just doesn't feel the same when you're sitting there listening. I know sometimes you have to do that, but when you're on it live, it makes a huge difference. So tell your teams next week, guest speaker. It's a surprise. I'm not going to tell you, but it's someone who you're going to be super pumped to hear from. I can tell you that. All right. So first of all, I wanted to welcome, oh my gosh, Jesse, you got the kindergarten registration papers. This is freaking me out, guys, with Landon going to kindergarten too. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, 17. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So funny. All right, so first I wanted to welcome the new coaches that are on the team. There's lots of new people being introduced all the time, so welcome to our team. You're on an incredible team, and we're excited to be with you on this journey and to be with you every step of the way while you improve your life. And then I wanted to start out, before I go into kind of like our laundry list of items here, I wanted to do rank advancements. And if you have any emeralds today, if you could unmute yourself, give them a shout out. Comment in the chat. If you have someone on your team who had, who's not on the call right now, but maybe you know of the person who rank advanced, if you want to shout them out for them too, that would be awesome. Nobody? I feel like there was somebody. Maybe not. Any rank advancements at all this week? Anything that we want to celebrate besides just rank advancements. I know, like, I'm really excited too because a couple of my newer coaches, especially Melissa, she's on tonight. Thanks for hopping on. She's been awesome. She's been behind the scenes, guys. She's been private messaging people. She's been genuine. She's been sincere. She's been sharing, which is what we teach. And so she doesn't seem salesy. It doesn't seem like a scam. No one's like, who is this person? Why is she messaging me like this? Like, you can tell when you read her message, which is why I shared it in the team page earlier today, that she loves what she does and she wants other people to be involved with it too. So awesome way to start it off. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. She'll be great. All right, nothing else that we would like to celebrate? No. Okay. Who's going to Summit, guys? Raise your hand. Whoop, whoop. That's right, Summit. Right around the corner, July 13th, guys. I'm really excited.
I have a shout out, Kath, real
shout
quick.
out. Hey, Kelly.
Angie's not on the call, but she, like, last minute, like 2 days before we signed up for our halls for Summit, committed to getting a transfer ticket from a Drop the Cookie coach, and she's just like all in with going to Summit. And I know there's a couple other coaches on here who did the same thing, and it's super awesome.
Yeah, that's so exciting, guys. That's such great news. Like, it's one of those events. I had a couple coaches message me actually yesterday when I was out and about saying, like, I don't really know if I can get the ticket, if I can, like, afford the ticket. And, guys, I'm telling you, and there's a lot of people on this call right now who they've been to Summit before. And if you haven't been, and you can ask any of them, like Carrie's been, Jesse's been, who else is on here? Angela was there last year. Jane was there. You can ask them. We can't bottle up all this information and all this inspiration and all this training and bring it back to you. Like, it is something that you have to be there to experience, and it literally changes your business. It does. The coaches who go there, your business booms after that because it's incredible training. You get to see the big picture and get to really see what's possible with this business versus it's kind of hard to see that when you're just kind of sitting behind the scenes like this, working behind your computer every day. It's kind of hard to see beyond, like, geez, can this really be my full-time career? Like, could I really retire myself and my spouse from their full-time, income earning jobs? Yes, you can, and more. And just so many crazy things. Like, you learn about the transformations just internally, physically, emotionally, financially. It's unbelievable, guys. This will be my third one that I'm going to this year. It's in New Orleans, and it's all it's all tax deductible, guys. So everything can be written off. It's all a write-off, which is really good. And this is an investment in your business. So if you are serious about it, find a way to make it work. I mean, I'll never forget my first one that I went to 2 years ago with one of our coaches, Lauren from the team. I'm sure you guys know her. And she almost didn't go. Kelly Paul almost didn't go. These two girls almost didn't go. And I honestly don't know if they'd still be here coaching to this day if they hadn't have made it happen. I remember Lauren, like Liv, her daughter, she was still nursing her. Like, that's how little she was. And I remember she was like pumping in the hotel. Like she made it work, and it was so worth it, guys. And now her business is booming, and she's solid. And she's so inspiring. And same thing with Kelly. And just when you get there, you will know what I mean. Trust me, you will not regret it. But I can tell you that if you choose not to go, when you sit back and you watch all the other coaches on the team posting about this and sharing videos from it and everything, you're going to be like, darn it, why didn't I just go? Would have been so worth it. So I am really excited for Summit. Couple announcements about Summit if you are going, just so that you are aware. There's a Success Club party, a special Mardi Gras Success Club party that you can get invited to if you hit a certain requirement. And the requirement is that as of April and May, by the end of May, you have a combined total of 20 Success Club points. Now, you can think of if you can help 10 people. That's what that boils down to, basically. 10 people get started on their health and fitness journey. You will get an exclusive invitation to be a part of this Mardi Gras party, which is going to be super fun. I can't wait. The next one is there is also a leadership ladder party. So anybody who is a team leader and above, and you're a 2-star paid diamond coach, you will also get an invitation to participate in an exclusive dinner. So those are 2 key things there that you can write down and keep track of. I feel like there was one more thing here. Oh yeah, also too, there is a special exclusive training. Brendan Burchard is going to be there. He's going to be the keynote speaker at Summit. But on one of the days, he's doing a separate, smaller, more intimate training for leaders who are 2-star diamonds and above. So if you're a 2-star diamond and above, you'll get to be there. Instead of going to the general training, you'll be in this exclusive training. There'll be 5 other superstar diamond coaches there, which is the highest ranking coach that you can possibly get to in the business, and we'll be learning from them too. So that's something else too that you can shoot for. All right. Monday coming up, guys, we have our 5-day. I was going to actually do a coaching blitz. It's a 1-hour coaching blitz to help people learn about the coaching opportunity and to see how awesome it is and just to get involved with it. But I'm running a 5-day what is coaching group with Lauren, Courtney, Craig Daigle, and Jason Chelsea. I can't say his last name. I don't know why. I always mess it up. I'm not going to say it. And we're running it together. It's a 5-day basically coach sneak peek, and we go live in the group every single day and we talk about coaching. Now, we really don't want this group to get completely out of control, so we're only adding our coaches. Like if you're a veteran coach and you've been doing this for a while, we are obviously recommending that you do your own. But if you have people of your own that you are inviting to it, then you can also ask to be invited to that as well, and you can be in the group. So keep that in the back of your mind. This is how you build a team, guys, is by taking care of those, plugging in people to listen and to find out about coaching. Because especially as newer coaches, you just don't really know what to say. You don't really know what to talk about. You feel like, how can I possibly get an active coach on my team? I don't even know what I'm doing. I just started. And I was there, and everybody else who was a new coach started there too, at ground zero, with nothing and no one, not knowing anything. This is how it's done. It's done for you. So you don't even need to do anything. All you need to do is simply just invite people to learn more about it. So a quick tip that I want to give you guys is anytime I'm talking to people and they tell me that they don't have money to do like a challenge group, like they just can't afford it, I come straight out and I just tell them, listen, then you need to learn about becoming a coach on the team, because that can change for you. This can all change for you. Why don't I plug you in and invite you to be a part of our 5-day coach sneak peek starting Monday? It's completely free. You can be a fly on the wall and you can just learn about it, but it's so much fun. Like, you should check it out. That's it. I keep it simple. I don't go into detail. I always would invite them to that. Okay. Yeah. And then follow up. Don't forget about the follow up part. When you add people into it, you want to make sure that you don't want to just add them into the group and be like, see you later. Peace out. Hope you enjoy it. You know, you want to check in with them during the week. Hey, how are you liking the training? Do you have any questions about anything that the presenters have been sharing with you? Check in at the end. What was your favorite part about it? You ready to get started with this? You know, be bold, be excited, you know, show that passion behind the scenes. This taking advantage of those sneak peeks, guys. I mean, this is how I grew this business to a 6-figure business in 1 year. I took massive action. When Elizabeth Harkey, our upline coach, said, take advantage of my coach sneak peeks. I have all the posts in you. You just have to ask people to learn about it. That's it. I said, game on. And I listened because I believe in this and I wanted to be where she was. So I'm encouraging you guys to do the same. I always tell my coaches, especially my newer coaches, that you should aim to have at least 3 people in every single coaching opportunity event that we have, because it's a numbers game. It really is. So if you can have at least 3, and we run these things 2 times a month. So the next thing that I'll be doing will be like a live 1-hour coaching webinar. But anytime you see these things coming up, you'll see it in our calendar on our team page and Team Forever Strong. On the cover photo, there'll be a calendar there. So you can know in advance. So there's no excuses. You can't say like, oh, darn it, I didn't know it was tonight, because it's right up there in the calendar on the cover photo. So get your calendar out. Make sure you take note of all these things. Okay. All right, so that's super important. The next thing that I really want to share with you guys that I'm really excited to do, because I've been chatting and having some calls with some other like mastermind groups with some other leaders in the company, and what we've decided to do is I'm going to be doing for our team a raffle basically for you guys. What we're going to do is, because I really want to help you guys grow your teams and build your teams. And in order to do that, you need to be signing up people, right? You need to be signing on coaches, right? The end result is you want to build your tribe. You want to build your own team. And you guys want to take this thing all the way to the top. And I know a lot of you guys are dead serious about this and are treating this like a business. So you're showing up every day, you're doing the vitals, you're on these team calls live, you're in the coach basics, you've gone through the training. So anytime that you sign up a coach, I want you to give a shout out in the page. And what I'm going to do, so you gotta make sure that you give the shout out on the team page. So whoever's missing this call, I hope they listen to the replay because they might miss out. Make sure you post on the team page, right? So that we all can see and we can all support each other. I'm going to write down your name, and your name's going to go into a raffle bin over here at the house. Every time that you sign up another coach, your name will go in again. So if you sign up 5 coaches before the end of the month, your name will be in the raffle 5 times, right? So if you sign up 2, your name will go in 2 times. And at the end of it, I'm going to draw a winner. And the winner is going to have your choice of either a $100 Target card or Amazon, whatever floats your boat, or a pair of Nike sneakers. I'm going to be picking 2 winners at the end of the month, and that's how it's going to work. So game on, get behind the scenes, take advantage of the vital behaviors, treat this like a business, but I'm really excited about this. So make sure you share this with your teams too, because this is a team-wide thing that I'm going to be doing, and I'm really pumped up about it. I already have some sneakers picked out in the back in my on my other little tab over here. I got it all set and squared away, and I'm really excited about to do something different, you know? All right, so that's the next thing. Does anybody have any questions before I dive into the call now? Any questions about anything? Okay, no, oh my gosh, it's so loud in the background over here, guys. My parents like just got home today, and then like my sister came over with her kid, and like my kids are trying to sleep upstairs, and I'm like, if anybody wakes them up, it's gonna be problems. All right, so today I'm going to be talking to you guys. You know, everybody's always like wondering, you come into this business, like you see where your coach is, you see where other coaches are in the network, you know, you see, you know, top earners and all these other stuff, and you start to think to yourself, or you might think to yourself, I don't know if I could ever do that. You know, they just got in when the time was right. You know, maybe if I got in back then. And you start thinking with the scarcity mindset. You start thinking like, oh, there's 500,000 coaches out there. You know, I'm just not going to be able to build a business probably as big and as thriving as that person did. And you start to kind of already give yourself your, you know, that excuse. But I want you to think, guys, there's like close like 500,000 coaches or something like that, right? But out of those 500,000 coaches, there's like only a very, very, very small percentage that are actually working the business. So your odds are actually very well that you're going to succeed in this and build a thriving business as long as you don't quit. So I want you to get rid of the scarcity mindset, and I want you to start thinking abundantly. And this is something that even around the house, like I talk like this all the time with Nick, like think abundantly. Like instead of thinking about the things that could go wrong and the problems you might have, think about the things that are going to go well. Like I am going to build a thriving team over time. I am going to bring on active coaches. I am going to build my tribe over time. I am going to hit Success Club. Don't focus on the no's. Don't focus on the people who aren't getting back to you. Don't focus on the people who are canceling and quitting. That's just a part of the territory. We all go through it, right? And the more successful you are, the more of that you get. And you develop a thick skin for it, and it's not a big deal. You have to focus on the good and what the possibilities are with this, guys, which literally the sky is endless with this. And I feel like in each of us, there's like a little something that's just holding us back from really reaching our full potential. It might be fear. You might be nervous. You just might be, you're scared of the failure. There's something there. But we can all do this. Every single person on this call can do this, because this isn't a hard business, guys. Being self-disciplined and showing up every day is what's hard, but it's not a hard business. It's actually an easy business. It's actually the easiest business you could probably get into, because there's no inventory and you can do it from anywhere. So just choose to be that person who's going to be self-disciplined and treat it like a business, and be willing to ride or die. Like you have to know, no matter what, you are going all the way. If you have in your mind right now, I'm just going to give it like 3 to 6 months and see what happens, it's not going to work for you. I've seen it happen. I've been doing this now for so long. I know. You have to have it in your mind. You know what? I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for my family. I am doing this to make a difference in the world, and I am not stopping. And that's it. And you just do your own thing and you be you. So we're going to talk a little bit about how, I want to talk about social media a little bit here, because I feel like sometimes when you start coaching, like, right, you're so excited about everything and you just want to get out there and you want to start posting stuff on social media. But you can't connect with everybody, right? So like when you're making your posts and things like that, you can't connect with everybody. You can't be too broad. Otherwise, you'll have a hard time like attracting people to you over time, right? So you don't want to be, ask yourself, like when you're making your posts, am I making posts that kind of sound just like every other Beachbody coach out there? Like, am I writing just like that? Or like, am I talking more about the similarities, or am I talking about like what makes me different? What's going to make you stand out? Because everybody knows a Beachbody coach, right? And you know what, guys? The majority of the Beachbody coaches aren't doing the right thing. That's why they're not having success. So you actually don't want to follow them. You just have to be you. You have to do something that's going to make you different. So, in your notebook, you can draw a line right down the middle. And on one side, you can write similarities, right? And on the next side, I want you to write differences. And this is an activity that you can do when the call's over. Right now, as I'm kind of going through it, the similarities. So think about what is similar with all of the coaches in the network, right? The similarities are that we're all health and fitness coaches, right? We all run challenge groups. We all work from home. We all drink Shakeology. We all do workouts. Those are all the same. What makes you different? What makes you different from the other Beachbody coaches? What are your differences? Really think about that. What sets you apart from other people in the network? And then when you get that down, you make all that list of the things that makes you different. And the things that make you different, guys, are going to be just your average, ordinary, boring stuff about you that you think no one wants to hear about, right? Like the fact that I pretty much wear the same shirt and yoga pants every single day. Whatever, I'm at home every day with the kids. It's really no big deal, right? The fact that, I really don't like to wash my hair because it takes forever. So I use dry shampoo all the time. My mom's like, why would you brag about that? I'm like, because there's a lot of moms out there, okay, who are in the same situation. These little things. What else here do I have on my list here? What makes me different? Like I love coffee. I really, really, really love makeup, and I collect it, but I have no freaking clue how to apply it. Okay. I'm like, that is just not my thing. I love it. I wish I knew how. I wish I had time to learn how, but it's just not my thing. Right. And so you're going to think about these different things that makes you different. Right. Like I'm OCD with like cleaning. When I know somebody's coming over, I have to go through and put every single thing away. I go nuts. Everything has to be put away in a closet, in a drawer, wiped down, spotless, as if like no one lives there. Right. Just because somebody's coming over for like one day. That's how I am. And think about now, you have the similarities with you and all the coaches in the network, and now you have your differences. What are you leading with on social media when you make your posts? What are you talking about on social media? Are you talking about the things that are the same with you and all the other coaches? Or are you talking about the things that are different? That's the key right there, is talking about those differences. I'm sorry, I just have to mute somebody. Okay, it's the differences that you are going to talk about, you, that are going to actually connect people to you. Okay, so every time when you sit down to write a post, I really want you to think carefully about what you're posting about and who you're speaking to, and ask yourself like, oh, like, all right, am I just doing this post because I just went to so-and-so's wall and they posted something like this the other day and she's successful, so I should probably post like that? That's not going to work. Right? You have to be you. This is the only business in the world where the only way it works is if you're your authentic self and you speak your truth every day and you talk about your differences. Because at the end of the day, as you're building your tribe, they're buying into you based on all those things that you think are boring about yourself, because they've connected with you and developed a trust with you based on those things that you've shared. Right? It's not about the money. Trust me, you don't want those people. You don't want the people who just want to be in it for the money, because those are like the lottery winner mindset type of people. They give it 3 to 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. The going gets tough. They're not willing to weather the storm because they don't realize this is a legit business, and then they leave, right? So think about that. Also think about like your team name that you have. Now, if you're a brand new coach, you can do this right off the bat, guys. When I was a brand new coach, I was probably a coach for maybe, I don't know, 5 to 7 days, and I came up with a team name, because over time, you obviously want to spread your wings and fly from Team Forever Strong. You want to basically use this as, or your coach, whoever it is, as like training wheels. And then when your team is big enough and has enough momentum, and you are like, you know what, I know what I'm doing, you are going to have like your own tribe. You're going to have your own team, and you'll be running your calls just like this with your team, which is really cool. That's when it gets really awesome, guys. So I really want you to think about your team name, and then think about what that means. So when I thought of the name Team Forever Strong, guys, I wasn't just like Team Forever Strong, whatever, sounds good to me. I picked that name because when I sat down and I wrote it all out, and I thought about who I was as a person and the type of people that I wanted on our team, I said, I want people on this team who are going to be positive, who are going to be go-getters, who are never going to settle for the mediocre life, the people who aren't going to quit, people who aren't afraid to work, people who are going to stick it out no matter what, because they know that they're meant for more and that they have greatness. And I had this whole thing written out about what it meant to really be on Team Forever Strong. And I encourage you to do the same thing with your team name too, and put it out there so that they know. Okay. And so when we're talking about like branding you and like being your own brand, the coaches who really build these unbelievable followings have just gotten really, really good at narrowing down their posts, like as narrow as you possibly can. Versus if it's broader, it's just more watered down. And if it's so broad, you're not going to help anybody. But the more narrowed down you get it, the more you focus on your niche, the more attraction that you will get toward you and toward your team, right? And towards your business. People need to feel something when they're reading your posts. So this is another key thing here, and you should write this down, because if you're just making like a generic post, like a workout picture, right? And you're like, workout done, 21 day fix, it's done, awesome, like on your wall, that's kind of just like, like that's a good post for your challenge group. But in terms of on your wall, Like, you need to go deeper than that. You got to share something a little bit more deeper. You want to get somebody to feel some kind of emotion when they're reading your post. And it could be anything. When I'm talking emotion, guys, it could be you get sad, you get, wow, I can't believe that, I'm so surprised, I'm shocked, you're happy, you laugh, any of those things to get people to feel emotion. And ask yourself, like, how often are you really doing that? Are you doing that every single day? You putting a post up there that is getting people to feel something, because that's the secret. Because if you can get people to feel something when they read your posts, then they're drawn to you like a magnet, because they know you're real, and that trust starts to develop and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then you're the type of person where they want to keep coming back to see what you're going to say and talk about every single day. The people who you're Googling, like when you're at the top of the Facebook thing and you're searching for, I know you all do it, right? Certain coaches, like, let's see what this person's up to today, right? Those are perfect examples of coaches who have been able to do that. They've gotten you to feel something, energy, excitement, hope, happiness, sadness, whatever it is, they've gotten you to feel that. And so you have a deeper connection with that person. You want to do that now to the people that you're talking to when you're making your post. So who exactly are you writing to? Now, as you get further along in this business, it's so important to remember and never forget where you started when you first came into it, okay? Your posts that you make, no matter how much success that you have in this business, no matter how long you've been doing this for, no matter how successful you're, it doesn't matter. You need to be talking to, and I need to be talking to, the Kathy 3 years ago. The girl who was standing in the foyer of my house back in Uxbridge that we just sold, who was in $35,000 of credit card debt, who was sinking by $1,000 every single month, who was doing everything in her power to stay at home with the kids, who had just found out I had to go back to work, but I always wanted to stay at home with the kids, and I felt hopeless, and I felt discouraged, and I had no time, and I had no motivation, and I did not want to own a business because I just thought it was stupid. Who am I talking to? I didn't think I had time. I didn't have the money, all these things. And that is who I talk to when I make those posts. That's why it's repetitive for coaches, but I'm not trying to target coaches because you're already a coach. I'm trying to find the person who's looking for that ounce of hope, to know that I am relatable. So when you're writing your story, even if you're at the beginning of this, guys, I was honest. I'll never forget my first post that I made. I wasn't a coach for that long when I came out in the open and told people how much debt we were in, and how embarrassed I felt by that, and how no one in my family knew, and how I was mortified that we let ourselves go down this path. But people knew that I was in this business because I wanted to help people, and I wanted to stay at home with the kids, and that I was going to change that. Like, I made that clear from the beginning. If you go back and you read my posts, that I was working hard to get rid of that debt and to do anything I could to stay at home with the kids. So as you're making your post, you ask yourself, am I speaking to that person? Think about who you really were. I mean, I've changed drastically, guys, since becoming a coach, in a good way. Think about that person as you're writing those posts. Really think about it. Okay? Write it all out. Exactly those characteristics about yourself. If you're a brand new coach now, write it all out. Okay? And then you can also, as you're talking to people on social media, you can add value to people by talking about other things that you love, right? So if you make it all the time all about like how awesome, coaching is, because it is, right? How awesome coaching is, and this is the best, and blah, 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 which you do want to upplay the passion for this business, but you never want to downplay the hard work that goes into it. You need to put that out there. And most people are afraid to say and put it out there that this is going to take work. This is going to take persistence. This is going to take patience. There's going to be hurdles. You're going to doubt yourself. It's not a get rich quick scheme, right? But if you go the distance, it's worth it and it can be done. You have to put that out there so that people know. Ask for that type of person. If you're trying to find people to join your team, don't be afraid to put it out there and say that you're looking for somebody who's not a quitter, who knows that they're meant for more, who's going to work their butt off and not fall off and get derailed no matter what, who's going to show up even when the goings get tough, right? the person who's going to be here a year from now. Who's going to be here a year from now? Because if you just talk about all the like, la, 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 it's so awesome, blah, 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 and you never share that piece, then yes, you will attract the person who will come into this, and in 3 months, they're gone. Poof, gone. Because they're coming in and they got the lottery mindset. They think they're going to become a coach, and it's going to be rah, rah, shish, kumbah. I'm going to make money, and it's not going to be that much work. And that's it. And then they're going to come into it and they're going to realize, like, wait a minute, this is actually work. Oh my gosh, I have to show up. Anybody who has made it in this business knows that this takes work and it takes temporary sacrifice. But it's freaking worth it, guys, to be able to live a life that most people aren't going to be willing to live, because they're not going to be willing to make the temporary sacrifices that you guys are. So if you make that clear and you voice the type of person that you want, because think about it, you don't want a bunch of wimps on your team, right? Who wants a bunch of wimps on their team, right? You want a bunch of go-getter people who are going to go with you all the way, no matter what, who aren't going to like curl under a rock when things get hard. And if you make it clear and you put it out there, then people aren't surprised when they join your team. They kind of know what's already expected. Okay, so that's one quick tip. Now you can also add value every single day. So the people and the coaches who have made it and have thriving teams, and they have their tribe, and it's like it's totally jamming and it's going awesome. They've gotten really good at adding value by talking about the things that they love. So make a list of the 5 things that are important to you. The 5 things that are important to you that you love, not beach body related. You know, like what are some things like about you that you love to do? I love the beach. I love the sun. I love coffee. I'm all about, you know, having just freedom of time and having control. Like that's my thing, having control over life, because it was so out of control before and I had no control. It was spiraling up like off the deep end, right? Have these 5 things. And then what you can do is when you're looking, and if you're not really sure like what to post about those things, you can go right on like Pinterest, for example, right? And you can type in these things. So for example, like I love pizza. Everybody knows I love pizza. You can go like on Pinterest and you can look for like healthy pizza recipes. And that could be like one thing that you can start to talk about and share on your wall. And then over time, you become like, you know, this guru in this little area of like healthy pizzas, or, you know, coffee concoctions, or like healthy toddler meals, like whatever your thing is, makeup if it's your thing, whatever, hair products, fashion, whatever is your jam. And you can make different little folders for yourself on your computer. Just start pinning all different kinds of ideas that go with each of those things that you love, and you can start adding value every single day that way. Okay. Another great way is to share your like aha moments when you're doing personal development. So I have like so many different notebooks. I don't know where the heck it is, but I do have a notebook because we all need to be reading and should be doing personal development every single day. It could be you reading if you're a brand new coach, like The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge, or listening to Audible. You know, you're listening to the National Wake Up Call every Monday. I'm constantly listening to other top leaders on YouTube. I'm constantly listening to Tony Robbins. I'm constantly listening to Gary Vee. I'm constantly doing all these different things, because if you want to grow and have this awesome, thriving team, like you have to be willing to grow yourself. And you do that by personal development. So as you're reading or listening, take down notes of the most important like quotes or like things that just kind of really spoke to you. And you can post about that on your wall, and that's adding value for people. That's a really good way to do it. And if you keep track in your notebook, I think Carrie did this, I don't know. But if you keep track, maybe not. She had this look on her face like, no. But if you keep track of all these like awesome quotes and like awesome takeaways from your personal development, if you're sitting there one day and you're like, you know, I don't really know what the heck to post about. You got your notebook now with all these awesome ideas. You can look through and be like, oh man, I remember that. And you can share it. And over time, people start to come to you because you're like, God, she's so motivating. Because guys, let's just face it. Like 98% of the population, you know, your friends on Facebook, they're not reading the stuff that we're reading. I mean, I know I didn't do it before I became a coach. I actually made fun of people who did that. I did. My husband was all into that. And because he was an MBA and he has, businesses that he used to run. And I used to be like, why are you reading all those books all the time? It's such a waste of time. Now I can see that that was not the right thing to say and that it's an awesome way to spend your time. And I wouldn't have had all this growth, like personal self-growth, without it. And Carrie uses her note section in her phone. Yeah, I do the same thing too. Like when I'm out on the road, I do have like a small like notebook too in like my console of my car, which is always interesting. If I find listening to someone, like, pull over for a second, jot it down, just like one word. So that's another key thing. Like you, over time, like building your tribe, like drawing people to you, you have to be an adding value machine. And you have to be willing in this business to give a hell of a lot more before you can actually take. Because that's what this business is all about. The next thing, when you're sitting down making your post, is kind of, where should we post when we sign someone up to enter in the drawing? Just put it in the team page. You can even do make it like kind of fun. Make like show like the picture of the person, or if you're not going to show a picture of the person, just be like, so excited, just got, Debbie started on, to be a coach on the team, and then I can take track of your name that way. And then it'll also encourage other people. So it's kind of like a competition, guys. I know personally when I'm in competitions, I don't know, that just drives me. Like I'm in this fearless recruiting group with Christina Delgado and Elizabeth Harkey. And if you sign up and help 10 people get started this month, you get this like special tank top. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm like, I'm getting the tank top. Like this is the kind of stuff that drives me. So, do that. And Team Forever Strong, post it, because this is going to be for the whole entire downline of Team Forever Strong. Yeah, Fearless Army. Is that what it says? Okay. Yeah. All right. So yes, definitely do that. And then this kind of goes back to like when you're speaking and talking to, that person on social media, like you want to be talking to the old you, or if you're a brand new coach, like you want to be talking to yourself now. So when you're making your post, ask yourself as you're writing this, like, and be answering almost these questions. What scares them? What fears do they have? What are they worried about? What's important to them? Let's see, what's holding them back? That's why a lot of times, like if you read my posts, like for me, because I'm trying to attract me. I'm trying to attract people just like me. That's what you want. You want to attract you, a bunch of yous onto your team. A lot of times when you'll see my posts, I talk about how I was worried that I didn't have any time to be a coach or build a successful business, and then I had no money. So I will always talk about that and how it is totally doable to build this business when you think you don't have any time or any money. And I talk about how I thought the same thing and how I overcame it and how it was worth it. Okay. What's holding them back from living their dreams? And if you can answer those kinds of questions in your posts, that is where the trust is built and where the trust is developed. Because people aren't joining you because of an income that you're making with Beachbody. And if they are, they're not going to last long. They're joining you because you've gotten vulnerable and you've shared energy with them and you've answered their objections and you've shown them how to get over that hurdle. Right? So that's why you can never forget where you were when you started this journey, and read your post. Don't just sit down and be like, all right, I got to get a post up and then just throw it up there. Really think about it as you're writing it and reread it. And if it doesn't really sound right, then just kind of tweak it a little bit and fix it and post it up there. But get your state of mind right. This is another key component of building a successful, thriving team. If you look at anybody in the network who has done it, your state of mind when you're writing your post or even talking to somebody behind the scenes means everything. And I know it sounds crazy, but it's so true. If you are kind of sitting down after this call or whenever, and you're like, oh my gosh, okay, I got to write a post. I haven't gotten one up yet. What am I going to talk about? Well, that's just negative vibes and negative energy. And what you're feeling as you're writing it, it sounds crazy, but trust me, I've lived it. It goes through the other side. It goes with it as you hit send. And when people read it, they can feel it. Versus if you sit down and you put on, I love to listen to Gary Vee or Tony Robbins or Jim Rohn or someone like that, because they make you just feel like you're unstoppable and that you can do anything. And if I will listen to that, or I will put on some pumped up jams, like a really pumped up, fired up song, and I will get in my element that way, and I'll get totally fired up. Like, you just feel 150% confident. Like, you know what I mean, guys, right? Where it doesn't even matter what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's going to be awesome. Like, and I know people are going to think this is awesome. And then you make that post. Like, the energy then goes with that to the other side, and people can't help but be drawn to that. So getting your state of mind in the right thing, and is everything. It is everything. And trust me, it comes with practice. It comes with personal development. So don't like poo-poo it and push it off to the side and think that you don't need it like I did at the beginning, because you'll hit a brick wall. You need it, and you need it now. You need it yesterday. So make sure that that's part of your routine every single day. Also, another good thing too is when you're talking about no, I want to scratch that, because that's just going to get too far off topic, guys, and I don't want to keep you guys all night. So scratch that part. But I want you guys to know to be here in the long haul. Be here for the long haul. Know that you're doing this thing. Like, it's ride or die, baby, all the way. That's why I picked Team Forever Strong as this name. Those are the kinds of quality people that are on this team, that are going the distance no matter what. Okay? And you have to have that confidence that you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. And you're going to be willing to adapt to changes. And you're going to be willing to learn. And you're going to be willing to be an entrepreneur and think like an entrepreneur and soak up as much training as possible and not hoard the information, but then take it and be honest about your business and think about, how can I get better? Like, what am I really good at? And how can I actually even improve that even more? Constantly adjusting that way. Because when you get awesome, guys, at the posting like this, and you get really good at being like vulnerable and like sharing your energy, like, that's where you attract, like, that's where the magic happens, guys. It is the law of attraction. It is. It's the law of attraction is what that is. If you can combine your energy with your vulnerability, you can take over the world one person at a time. And you want to get really good at this, and you want to be behind the scenes talking to people, and you want to make sure you're on your freaking A game with this, because you will never attract a coach who is better than you or more than you. I've seen it happen, like, it happens, but very, 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 very rare. You will at most attract you. Whatever you are doing, whatever your best is what you will attract. So if you want coaches on your team, for example, like hitting Success Club 10, you have to be leading from the front, hitting Success Club 10. If you want to have people recruiting active coaches onto their teams, and like why aren't they building their teams? You have to be introducing active coaches onto the team page and bringing them onto the team, right? If you want people on your team reading personal development, you have to be showing them that you're doing personal development and showing them what you're learning. If you want a rock star coach who's hitting SC 20 plus, then you got to hit SC 20 plus. The faster you go, the faster your team goes. It is the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. Trust me, I've seen it happen in my own business. I've seen it happen where I was going at astronomical speeds, and it was like, holy crap, we're coming through. I can't believe this is happening. And then I can hit a wall, and I may have life happen, kind of get down, like, oh man, things slow down, picks up again. It's just the way it is. So you have to do a lot of self-reflection. Ask yourself, like, am I really doing what's right here to build a business? Like, a business, you show up every day. Do this 3 times a week, well, then it's not a business, it's a hobby, which is fine if that's what your goal is. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? So now I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions, and I want you guys to write this stuff down. There's 7 questions right now, and you can, again, my hope, guys, when I do these team calls, if you have your own team, is that you take these key components, especially if they don't listen to them, and share it with your team and try to help your team. Okay, but we're going to get real here for a couple minutes here. I'm going to ask some real questions, and I want you to write them down, and you don't have to share your answers with me. This is more for you so that you can give yourself like an honest assessment. Okay. Number 1, what is the one activity you avoid in your business? Like, what's the one thing that you avoid doing, like, in the business? Think of like all the different things. Is it inviting because you're scared? Is it personal development? What is that one thing that you avoid in your business? The second one is, what is one area I waste too much time? Is it scrolling the news feed, hanging out in the groups too much, talking to other coaches, just gabbing away? I've had that problem before. My husband even said to me before, he's like, I don't know what's going on, Kathy, but every time I used to look over at you before when we were driving in the car, you'd be inviting people. Now you're just having these side conversations with your coaches on the team. I'm like, I know. So it happens, guys. We all have slip-ups. What is that one area you waste too much time in? Number 3, what is one excuse that's holding you back right now? So think about like really what you want to accomplish with this. And what's your one excuse you keep telling yourself of that's holding you back? Number 4, what is your main motivation to keep pursuing success as a coach? Number 5. Okay, so this is kind of like a fill in the blank one. I know if I did blank more, I'd be further along. So I know if I did this more, I'd be further along. What is that one thing that you know that if you could do more of, you would be further along in the business? Number 6, in the past 60 days, I've made blank progress in my fitness goals. So over the past 60 days, how much progress have you made in your fitness goals? And the last one is, I'm on top of my personal development, what percentage of the time? So now you'll have all these questions, guys. And it's these things right here that you need to be honest about. And if you can get really good at doing all those things, especially the things, guys, that you don't want to do, like I'm challenging you guys to do them first. If you've ever read that book, Eat That Frog, you know that the thing that you never do or that you kind of postpone off that you really don't want to do is usually the main thing that's going to take you to the next level and get you to build your business. So if you don't like inviting and you don't want to invite and you always save that last and you never get to it, invite first. Do that first. Okay. Last night I was sitting down, I was up, I'll give you an example. The kids went to bed. It was like I heard like last minute, my parents were finally making the drive home from South Carolina. I didn't know. I thought they were going to be home tomorrow and the whole house needed to be cleaned. So I was like, oh my God, I got to clean the whole house. It is trashed from the kids. I spent like 3.5, because I'm anal now with the cleaning now that they're coming home. I spent like literally 4 hours, okay? 4 hours cleaning the house. I did not get done cleaning the house until after 11 o'clock at night. Because I couldn't do it till after the kids went to bed because we were gone all day. And then it was 11:15 and I was like, I haven't worked the business yet today. And I was like, all right, should I plan what I'm going to talk about on the call tomorrow first, or should I invite? And I said, there was a split second in me that said, like, I'll just invite after. And I said, no. And I banged out 25 invites. And then I went right into prepping for the team call, and I went to bed super late. But when you're a business owner, this is what happens, right? So whatever that one thing is that you're postponing, do it first. Eat that frog. The things that you don't want to do, that you're shying away from, it's just if you can get in line with that and you can get all these things squared away and you can share why you do this all the time on social media. Share, why do you do this? Why are you a coach? Why are you here? If you're sharing that and you're sharing your energy and your vulnerability, that is how you attract incredible coaches just like yourself onto your team over time. Consistently, it is those things every single day that builds up and builds a huge team. So like I said, upplay the passion, but never downplay the work that goes into building this business, because we don't want a bunch of wimps on this team that are going to be signing in and being like, oh, wait a minute, like I actually have to do something? Yes, you do. But isn't it a hell of a lot better than going back to your 9-to-5 job till you're 65 years old and then having to retire then or whatever? Yes. It's so worth it, guys. It's so much more fun. All right. So does anybody have any questions before I let you go? Oh, this is one last thing I wanted to leave you with. Carl Deichler had said, I think it was last month, focus on opening a relationship versus closing a sale. And I think if you can keep that in your mind when you're talking to people, especially behind the scenes, you will be so much more successful. Focus on the relationship with the person versus the sale and somebody actually buying something from you, because this is a relationship building business and people matter. All right. Okay. Any questions before I let you guys go? Thanks for hopping on tonight, guys. I was excited to see you next week. Tell your teams an awesome guest speaker will be on here live talking to you guys. You will not want to miss it. Make sure you bring your notebooks and your pens. All right, guys. I will see you the next time. Make sure if you hopped on late, the challenge about every time that you get a coach signed up, comment in the team page. Every time, I'll keep track of your names. A raffle at the end of the month. I will be picking out 2 winners. You can either choose a pair of Nike sneakers or $100 Target gift card or Amazon, whatever, for 2 people. All right? So get on it. Hop to it. Do your best. Make today better than it was yesterday. And let's do this, guys, all the way. All right. Have an awesome night. Bye, guys.